Hello everyone, welcome to our video presentation for our database project. Today, we are from Group 18 and our members are me, Lucas Lopui, David Jun, Geoffrey, Ganesan, and Henry Daniel Hugh. And today we are gonna to present our database project, which named as Lecturer Info Teaching Management System. In this project, we are develop a management system named Lecturer Info Teaching Management System, short for LITMS. It's developed for easier management of lecturer for the one in the university, and all the relationship between the entity will be shown by the EID. This is for the us to easier to management the relationship between the entity or the table state, and the creation of the table and insertion of the data will be through Oracle Apex and by using SQL code. Let's come to the problem statement. Nowadays, the management of lecturer information, also the teaching details, is becoming more challenging as the population of lecturer is increased. It's very important for us to find a solution to solve this. Also, it's quite difficult to sort and get information neither quickly and easily. The efficiency of searching and record the data also not as expected. Also, it's not easy to update and delete some data. This comes to our objective of our project. In our database project, our objective is to create a management system that can insert all data efficiently. And also, we have to search the data needed quickly to make the management easy to operate. Also, the important to minimize the data redundancy of the management system.
So the scope for our project is that this management system is developed to provide a better tool to the university with difficulty in managing the lecturers' data. The modules included are lecturers' personal information, publication details, course teach, and education details. As we proceed to the next part, which is the expected outcomes of our project, legitimately is to provide a system that eases the lecture management in university, which later comes out with data insertion that is becoming more efficient, as well as enhanced and faster data searching. Plus, the operation of management becomes easier. And lastly, the amount of data redundancy of management system is minimized as much as possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Geoffrey. Today I'll be presenting the normalized EID. So as you can see, one of the biggest main table that we have is the lecture table. And the lecture table is filled with all the personal information about the lecture. So this includes the lecture ID, lecture name, email, phone number, department, duration of teaching, area of expertise, field of research, purpose of research, and their hobby. So this is the main table that we have for the lecturers' personal information. And other modules that we've included in this is the education module, which basically tells us about the lecturer's educational background, what universities they went to, and what degrees they sat for. And then we also have a publication module, which is supposed to tell us if the lecturer has any journals or any manuscripts that they publish on their own. And we also have a class module, which is supposed to give us um, what class that lecture has. So to explain this in detail, basically the lecture to publication route is that we have an author table, which is supposed to be a bridge entity in between publication and lecture. So the author table has lecture ID and publication ID, which means that there is one unique lecturer and one unique publication. That means for each publication, the lecturer's relationship is a one-to-one relationship or one to many lah. As in one lecturer can have many publications and it can be many authors at the same time. So when we have co-author name in there, it's because we can have more than one author in the book. So that means if lecturer A and lecturer B per se write in one book, we can list both of them down for different publication in publication ID. So that's why we need to use a bridge entity there. And then in publication ID, we have in publication table, we have publication ID, we have publication title, publication type, journal, and we have publication. And then when we move on to the education module, you can see there that we have the education ID, the degree title, and level of education. So for level of education, it's either master's, PhD, or bachelor's degree. And then we have graduation year, university name, and for the foreign key, which relates back and match back to our lecture table, we have lecture ID. Okay, and then we go down. So over here you can see that each one lecturer has many classes. And how we relate these many classes is we use a somewhat big identity where we have both the lecture ID and room ID as the primary key. So what this means is that for each one class, there can be one room and one lecture combination only. So basically, for the class module, how it works is that we somewhat use a bridge identity for the class table. So the primary key is both room ID and lecture ID, meaning that use one unique room ID and one unique lecture ID. And the combination of both is our primary key. Because a room can be applicated many times for different classes. And a lecturer can teach many different classes. But together, that one room and one lecturer teach one class specifically at a specific time, a specific day in the week, and a specific type of class. So that's why our primary keys is room ID, lecture ID. Then we have day, day in week, and type of class for the what's called attribute. And then for our foreign key, we have course code. Course code maps back to the course table, which has course code as the primary key, and then it follows by course title, we have semester, year, lecture hours, followed by the lab hours. So it tells us how many lecture hours it has, how many lab hours it has. It tells us what semester the course is taught in, what year the course is taught in, and it gives us the course title, of course, so that we know generally what it applies to, and the user can read not just from the course code, but from the actual name of the course. And then we can see that room itself has a room table. So we use room ID as the primary key there. And the room ID followed by the room name and the type of room. So the type of room will be like maybe a lecture room or a lab room lah. So for lab rooms, then we have like technical labs and whatnot. And so the relationship between room to class is one-to-many relationship. So one room will have many classes, and the same works for lecture to class. As in, one lecture will have many classes. So because one lecture can have many classes and one room can have many classes, we have to use that combination specifically for the primary key. I think that's all to explain.
Okay. Good day, Dr. Noatika and all my teammates. Then I will explain the part of DDL and DML. First, first is the create table for lecture table. Then we will use the lecture ID as our primary key and lecture name, email, phone number, department, and duration of teaching as our attributes, and also area of advertised field of research, purpose of research, and hobby as our attributes. Okay, then we will go to the lecturer table, which is the part of DML lecturer table, which is the first line table is a lecturer name, which is Ahmad bin Abdullah, and then the email ahmad.abdullah at example.com. Then phone number is 12345678990. Then that is the example data for DML. Then move to the right side. This is the one example for us how to select data of table lecturer. And then if we use select star from lecturer, that will show all the data included in the table lecturer. This is our output where show the data in table lecturer. For our data, we include 10 lines only. Then for the second part is one example for grouping. For grouping, we use summing to the lecture hours by semester. For SQL code, we use select semester, sum lecture hours as total lecture hours from course. So that will show an output like and then this is an example for our when we use the code group SQL code for grouping. Then we show only semester and total lecture hours. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.